Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to be speaking about the topic of balance, finding our balance and recovering our wholeness. As we go through our lives, we're often reacting to things, sometimes going to one extreme or the other, one polarity or the other. We may be acting overly passive, overly aggressive. We may be showing a lot of compassion and empathy and caring for others, sometimes at the expense of our own well-being. Other times we may be very focused on ourselves, on our own personal interests, and neglecting the well-being or interests of others. Those are a couple of examples of how we can go to one extreme or another, how we get out of balance. So the challenge is to become more conscious and aware of these patterns, to recognize when we are going to one extreme or another, to really access and integrate all those different aspects of ourself. The part of ourself that does have empathy and compassion for others, the part of ourself that is concerned about our own well-being or our own desires, not to neglect one or the other, but to find the balance between them. One thing that happens quite often in our lives is that we experience some type of a stress, some type of a trauma that leads us to cope with that particular situation in an imbalanced way, a way that might have seemed to serve us at that time. So if someone is threatening or attacking you, you may react in a particular way, which is seemingly polarized to one extreme or the other. So you might fight that person, you might run away from that person, and in that particular situation, that seemed to be the best thing to do to protect yourself. However, if we transfer that reaction to other situations in our life that are not so stressful or extreme, then we may be overreacting to these other situations. This is actually something that's very common, and it often becomes embedded as part of our personality. So we may have a personality that's very aggressive or confrontational. We may have a personality that's very passive or avoidant. Once we start to recognize that, then we can become more conscious and deliberate about reacting in more balanced ways, handling situations in a way that's most suitable for that particular situation, that's healthy and constructive, rather than reacting in a way that will actually interfere with our own well-being or interfere with our ability to relate with others in healthy ways. This is something that we all, in some way, need to work on. There isn't a person you'll find who's perfectly balanced, who handles or responds in an ideal way in every situation. So we can all improve, we can all refine the way that we adapt to things in our life, the way that we interact with the world around us. I hope that this short presentation has given each of you something to consider or think about in your own lives, and I would appreciate any feedback that anyone has. For those that are interested in viewing more of my talks on different spiritual and holistic healing topics, you can visit my website at www.phinsights.com and check out other videos on my YouTube channel. For now, I'd like to wish each of you a wonderful day. Namaste.